So thanks for coming. Like I said, it's our 13th year. We're very proud of this event. It's morphed into a bigger thing than we ever thought it could be. Gary Katz, my partner in crime, Charlie Abdi, who will be Charlie late, probably get around 4:20, 4:30. We all kind of brainchilded this thing quite a while ago. We're just really happy that it's become what it's become. Many of the students we've spoken to that have participated in this event, several of you that are out in the audience who are alumni of the event, have told us that it was by far their favorite exercise that they did while a student at whatever university they attended. So it's a real case, real world, business related exercise that teaches them lots of things.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We are pleased to present our thoughts on the redevelopment of Plaza Bonita. Before we get into the details of the redevelopment, let's tell you who we are. We are Burnham Moore's Development, and we want to present to you a once-in-a-lifetime development opportunity in National City for your consideration to co-invest with us. I would like to introduce you to the team. First, we have Baylor Bremer, Brandon Leo, Carly Ross, Finn McCarthy, I'm Hope Pickler, Kesa Lundberg, Maggie Brady, and Michael Regan. Before we get into the details of the presentation, let's review our objectives. The first objective is to maximize land value of the Macy's and JCPenney's parcels, while providing a compelling return to our equity investors. In doing so, we will create a vibrant urban-like node for a national city. A major part of the plan is to integrate the cultures of South County and Northern Baja. The plan will leverage proximity to the working waterfront and South Bay military presence. The success of the redevelopment will include attracting high-credit office tenants who will leverage the South Bay workforce. The outcome of the redevelopment will provide specific community benefits. An important part of the process will be to recognize ESG and sustainability within the redevelopment. Now we'll observe our product type summary. First, we have an 823-unit multifamily complex, as well as a 10,000 square foot urgent care facility. In blue, we look at 3 office buildings, totaling 364,000 square feet, as well as a 171-room extended stay and business travel hotel. Finally, there are 122,000 square feet of experiential retail, 2 parking structures with almost 2,000 spaces, and a 30,000 indoor music venue with a retractable roof.
Now for a brief overview of our investment highlights. Our goal is to provide a compelling return to our investors, resulting in a residual land value that is economically feasible for our variety of uses. That compelling return is a 27.5 10-year levered IRR and a 4.52 equity multiple, which yields a residual land value of $142,650,000. Stabilization of all assets will occur in year 6, at which point return on cost will be 6.81. The total cost of the project is $953 million. In terms of sources and uses, we recommend a 64 loan-to-cost ratio. For uses, hard costs account for the majority at 68%, with soft costs at 9%, financing costs at 7%, resulting in a land cost of 15%.
Thanks, Mike. As Mike mentioned, we solved to a 27.5% levered IRR over a 10-year time horizon. This gave us a residual land value of $136 per square foot. We then verified our feasibility study with a sensitivity analysis by relating the land cost on a per unit basis for our multifamily, per gross buildable area for our office, and finally, per key for our hospitality. This analysis covered a $40 per square foot downside and a $40 per square foot upside. At $136 per square foot, we're confident that each of these are in line with our metrics and what we're seeing in the market today. Now, for a quick market overview, at a high level, National City is a dynamic, military-focused submarket located in San Diego. We reviewed multiple National City demographics, including the larger than average household size, which is what informed us of our decisions for our residential unit mix and our retail offerings. In fact, as of 2022, retail expenditures exceeded $4.2 billion within a 5-mile radius of our site. The shipyards located in the South Bay are home to companies such as General Dynamics NASCO and BAE Systems. Powerhouse DoD contractors like these provide direct employment to thousands of National City residents, which in turn causes a ripple effect on the local economy. With a significant number of these residents being employed by the military, connecting our redevelopment to the military was a natural choice.
San Diego region boasts the largest military presence in the nation. The military and military-related businesses create the largest economic driver in San Diego, accounting for 24% of the gross regional product. The military presence in our region is projected to grow as geopolitical tensions, struggles between the U.S. and China escalate. Because the U.S. is strategically expanding in the Pacific Theater, there is a growing need for military office space to support planning and coordination efforts. Redeveloping Plaza Bonita into a mixed-use community will provide housing, transportation, childcare, entertainment, and other amenities to the military and their families. This chart shows the growth of San Diego's working waterfront from 2022 to 2023. As you can see, there will be a significant increase in the ship count in San Diego Bay, which further indicates San Diego's growing military presence. In fact, Admiral Lindsay projects that 15,000 new sailors and their families are to arrive in San Diego by 2025.
Now to discuss our phasing strategy. Phase 1, Create the Place, will consist of 2 built-to-suit office buildings for tenants Qualcomm and NASCO. It will include an adjacent parking structure and transportation hub, a 10,000 square foot urgent care, a daycare facility, 122,000 square feet of experiential retail, and our first of 3 multifamily buildings. Phase 2, community expansion, will include our 3rd and final office building, our 2nd multifamily building, a 4-star extended stay and business travel hotel, a rock climbing facility, and an additional parking structure with a 30,000 square foot music venue with a retractable roof. Our final phase, adding neighbors, will consist solely of our 3rd and final multifamily structure.
For project timeline, pre-development for phase 1 will begin in September of this year. Each phase will have a pre-development period of 12 months, followed by a 20-month construction period. Our analysis used a 10-year holding period to achieve a 27.5 IRR. However, our intent after development is to parcelize the project by product type to give us flexibility in disposition strategy in order to maximize returns for our investors. Moving on to product type review, starting with office. In today's real estate market, the choice to develop nearly 356,000 square feet of Class A office space in National City may seem counterintuitive. However, when planning a development of this magnitude, it's imperative to consider not only current, but also future market conditions. In the wise words of Wayne Gretzky, you skate to where the puck will be, not to where it is. Throughout the course of our research, significant opportunities were discovered due to our site's proximity to the working waterfront and the 32nd Street Naval Station, which is the single largest employer in all of San Diego County. This, in conjunction with our site's proximity to the border and the recent manufacturing trend of nearshoring, proved to us that significant office presence in our proposal is not only feasible, but rational.
The As Kesa mentioned earlier, the military was identified as a key stakeholder for our development. Through our research, we found that roughly 10% of national city citizens are directly employed by the armed services. However, this does not include the government contractors and support services that also reside and operate in that region. At the macro level, geopolitical tensions have been continuing to rise in the Pacific Theater. And as the government shifts their focus back to the Pacific Theater, it is informed why the government and its contractors must remain in the South Bay area. The working waterfront, thus, is a direct result of this Navy presence at 32nd Street and the proximate area. The shipyards are home to such companies as BAE, NASCO, and Cubic, as well as NASCO owning and operating their own shipyards. These shipyards also have direct employment to dozens of skilled laborers, such as technicians and engineers, nicknamed the Invisible Patriots. Like Baylor mentioned, these shipyards have a ripple effect on the local economy by providing jobs and patronization to small businesses in the area. Plaza Bonita is also poised to serve the Navy personnel and their families in terms of retail, entertainment, and housing. In the next section, Carly will explain why the synergy of Baja region flows very well with our development and in terms of our decision making for our office space.
Thank you, Brandon. Cali Baja is one of the most dynamic bank regions in the world, with a total population of over 5 million people and growing, as well as a gross regional product of $230 billion. Every day, 120,000 people cross across the San Diego-Tijuana border to go to work, school, visit a doctor, or shop. Mayor Ron Morrison of National City says that 50% of the revenue generated by Plaza Bonita comes from people coming from across the border. Lastly, the recent reshoring and nearshoring trends, with companies moving their manufacturing operations back to the U.S. or near the U.S. at the Mexico border, we believe will increase the demand for office in the region, with companies wanting to bring their administrative and manufacturing operations close together. Labor pool. The South Bay area is known as a bedroom community, where people leave for work at the beginning of the day and only come home to rest at the end of the day. This means the city is a net exporter of jobs, and the only way to solve this is to bring the jobs down to the people of National City, which will not only reduce commute times and congestion on the freeways, but will also keep much needed economic activity within National City. Because of the war on talent in San Diego, with there being fewer available workers for every available job, it is crucial that we utilize the labor pool just south of the border in Mexico. And there are a ton of people already doing this, where they live in Tijuana and work in San Diego, in order to capitalize on the low cost of living in Mexico and the higher wages in the United States. With the expansion of the State Route 11, as well as the Otay Mesa East Port entry, we expect the number of people crossing the border every day to increase due to the decrease in wait times.
Now look, I know what you're all thinking. None of us can deny the current state of office in the United States. It's out for everyone to see. However, when we went into the market to actually speak to businesses and operators, quite frankly, we were shocked and surprised to see the amount of tenants that were willing to lease out Class A office space in National City. Two of those companies were Qualcomm and NASCO, who have both committed to operating and leasing space in National City at Plaza Bonita. One of their main drivers for this is to utilize and tap into the existing labor force that already exists in National City and the South Bay region. Our office space will also be amenitized by not only the existing retail at the site, but also the heightened retail and entertainment experiences we will be developing. And in the worst case scenario, for whatever reason, Qualcomm and NASCO back out of their lease agreements, our methodology will remain the same. We will look to government and government-related contractors who already operate within the region to lease out that safe space. We will also look to the working waterfront and to businesses that operate south of the border to also lease that same space. Alternatively, we will look into adaptively reusing that commercial office space and converting it into multifamily units or medical office should the demand be there. The first credit tenant we have identified is NASCO, a division of General Dynamics, a Fortune 200 company. Speaking with Doug Shamblin, their director of facilities, he has expressed interest in consolidating the 2 Mission Valley offices they currently operate out of under one roof in National City. Such divisions of NASCO that will operate the space are administration, finance, and IT, which he has said are all slated to expand exponentially over the next few years. We have also included in our transportation hub a shuttle to and from the NASCO shipyards, which is something that Mr. Shamblin also expressed interest in. In the next section, Carly will now identify why Qualcomm is an ideal tenant, not only to go along with NASCO, but for our site as a whole.
Thank you again, Brandon. After learning about the $280 billion investment in the microelectronics sector, federal investment in the microelectronics sector through the CHIPS and Science Act, our team identified Qualcomm as a company benefiting from these funds. Headquartered in San Diego, Qualcomm is a multinational corporation with much of their space concentrated in the Sorrento Mesa submarket. However, through our market research and in speaking with Qualcomm executives, we also learned that Qualcomm has operations in Tijuana. The executives agreed. The executives said that Plaza Bonita would be the ideal location to act as a middle ground between the Sorrento Mesa and Tijuana submarkets. They believe that an 140,000 square foot built-to-suit facility would be an ideal facility to meet their needs. This space would not only draw on the existing labor pool in the South Bay, but also the reliable and less expensive labor pool just across the border.
Moving on to our hospitality portion, the decision to add hospitality in our redevelopment came after significant review of industry-specific market dynamics. The Element at Plaza Bonita will be a 171-unit suite and extended stay hotel with premier accessibility and visibility to the 805 and 54 freeways. The Element will provide as an affordable yet competitive product in the market and will have a unit mix and amenities designed to complement business travel. I'll pass it over to Finn to talk about our music venue.
Thank you so much, Maggie. So within our earliest conversations with Mayor Morrison and the city manager, they really expressed a need for an event/entertainment venue in National City. This event center will look to energize and activate our redevelopment. Our team spoke to Tina Honor over at Live Nation, the largest ticketing and event company in the United States. They expressed high interest in using this location to host local and national talent. However, the space still will be reserved for civic events like graduations or cultural events or other gatherings. Next, we spoke to Ernie Hahn, who further backed that this venue would be a great location in National City. As you can see, there is no similar size place in the marketplace. Now, when I get into the next slide, I know a lot of you here probably spent a lot of money on renderings, but these are actually AI generated for free, so the future's now. So, let me tell you on the Sunset Experience. Can you imagine Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 as he hosts the opening night, as he's verbally going to do it? Or how about if you're a proud parent of a son graduating as you see the sun sets over the Pacific Ocean? Or what if you're one of our residents who went to go grab some food at our public market, maybe a glass of wine and a valle right before a big night at the show?
Thanks, Finn. In addition to our entertainment venue, we will be adding 122,000 square feet of experiential retail. One of our most exciting retail components will be a public market. This 42,000 square foot adaptive reuse of the JCPenney site will be imbued with 30 independent operators, offering business opportunities to local restaurateurs and artisans. Modeled after concepts like the Liberty Public Market and Napa's Oxbow, this attraction entices residents, workers, and visitors, creating a lively and social atmosphere. A key aspect of mall redevelopments is bringing the outside in. By reusing a portion of the JCPenney shell, the existing mall will be integrated with our new development. What was once an enclosed JCPenney will soon be a gathering space bringing together cultures and community.
Plaza Bonita also presents an ideal location for a neighborhood grocer. The neighborhood grocer will benefit not only non-bulk item shoppers, but also offer residents and consumers healthier options for food and produce. It will also exist as a complement to the Target that is already on site. Speaking with Michael Peterson at CBRE and also the exclusive tenant rep for Sprouts, he's expressed that the 3.3 per household household formation in National City is a perfect market for a grocer such as this. With an efficient hardscape design and providing ample surface and structured parking, it'll provide grocery shoppers with efficient and easy ingress and egress to and from the site.
Another exciting retail segment of our development is the Valle concept, comprised of a winery tasting room and tequila distillery. Montejanique, one of the top-rated wineries in Mexico, has committed to being in the winery space. Adjacent to that, in the tequila distillery space, will be Octavio Tequila, a local tequila company founded by a father and son in San Diego. With these two tenants, we will create a cross-cultural community tie between the United States and Mexico, given the largely Hispanic population in the surrounding area. All of these uses that we have just shown you in the retail segment are a part of this adaptive reuse of the JCPenney. Imagine yourself walking from any one of these three and having an easy transition to the existing mall. And if you have a little too much fun at our Valle, you can always stay at the Extended Stay Hotel.
Bouldering Project is a 30,000 square foot indoor climbing facility on the ground floor of our Flex office space. It features horizontal bouldering style climbing walls and amenities such as spas, co-working spaces, and also day programs and summer camps that promote a healthy and active lifestyle for all guests and residents at Plaza Bonita. Climbing culture has deep roots in Hispanic and East Asian histories, two of the most represented cultures in Chula Vista and National City. This is why Plaza Bonita is an ideal location for the Bouldering Project to thrive and prosper.
Okay, so moving on to multifamily, as we all know, there are only three certainties in life: death, taxes, and San Diego needs more housing. With this in mind, we maximize our residential density. Some highlights for our multifamily are a unit mix and pricing geared towards military personnel and their families, integrated self-storage, and ample amenities, including everyone's new favorite, pickleball courts.
Thanks again, Mike. Now, how do we envision bringing this portion of our project online? We plan to deliver 832 units over 3 phases in order to absorb these units efficiently and reduce vacancies. Our product differentiates itself through 2 main factors. The first is the on-site amenities that are unique to Plaza Bonita and the uses incorporated in our redevelopment. This walkable lifestyle will enhance our residents' lives by placing them on a quick walk to the Valle or public market, which will be a significant demand driver for our site. The second are its competitive rents. As you can see across the board, our monthly rents are lower than the comparables. This was one of our goals to provide missing middle housing and is achieved through building slightly smaller studios and 1-bedrooms. However, given that National City average household is 3.3, we've dedicated 50% of our project to 2 and 3 beds. This strategy lowers our tenants' chunk rent, incentivizing our target demographic to choose Plaza Bonita as home.
Next, we move along to the daycare facility, spanning an area consisting of 5,200 square feet of indoor space and 7,500 square feet of enclosed outdoor recreation space. In National City, the demand for child care services is very high, resulting in limited availability. Per our discussions with Jen Ehud, the Regional Child and Youth Program Manager for the Navy, families in the Navy face a 3 to 5 year wait list for child care services. We expect a high percentage of the residents at the new Plaza Bonita multifamily complex to be military families, in addition to working and single parents. This state-of-the-art facility will help alleviate the long wait list for daycare while promoting the social, mental, and physical well-being of young children.
I will now discuss our healthcare facility. When we first started this project, we thought maybe a full-scale hospital would work on this site. However, after speaking with Kaiser Permanente, we determined that a full-scale hospital would not be a viable option due to the lack of easy ingress and egress for emergency vehicles. Although Nirav Jadeja, CEO of Paradise Valley, agreed that a full-scale hospital would not work, he thought that it would be the perfect location for an urgent care as an extension of the current Paradise Valley Hospital situated in National City. National City only is in the 27th percentile for health conditions, in part because there are a ton of little healthcare facilities in the area, but they lack access to a larger network, which means that the patients are being treated only for the immediate issue and not as the whole person in the full context with their medical records on file. Lastly, we have also included a 10,000 square foot wellness center in our office campus in order to promote health and wellness every day for our tenants.
So now, for the thing everyone's waiting for, our parking. The multifamily is developed in a Texas wrap style, meaning it surrounds our multifamily parking. Zoning does not require we have parking. However, we provided more than one resident per one more space per resident unit. In addition, the 2 and 3 bedrooms can park in the empty office parking spaces past business hours. With that being said, there's an additional 2 more parking lots. One is going to be integrated with the music venue and complementing our retail, while the other is going to be servicing our office. Next, we've included a transportation hub. This is overall to increase the traffic flow. This is going to be a location for our ride-sharing apps to come in and out very easily. This is also conveniently located on the west side of our redevelopment. This is also going to be the stop for our shuttle for our NASCO offices to get them to and from the working waterfront. And finally, this is going to be the stop for the Frank, or the free ride around National City, which is going to be developed in the coming months. So all of this is an effort to attract more people and less vehicles to the redevelopment.
One of the keys in developing a central plaza for this site was not only for the benefit of Plaza Bonita, but for the benefit of National City as a whole. This plaza sits in the middle of the redevelopment and is adjacent to the existing mall. The large media screen that you can see in the picture is shown and can be used for ad space, sporting events, or outdoor music venues, all of which provide community benefit. Speaking of community benefits, our redevelopment is going to integrate multicultural components across the site, as seen through our Valle, public market, distillery, and the use of local muralists to paint artwork throughout the site. In an effort to provide access to housing, our redevelopment has 823 units, both affordable and market rate, that are still competitive with that in the surrounding area. In addition to the thousands of construction jobs that we will be creating through development, we will also be creating over 1,200 permanent jobs in the redevelopment of Plaza Bonita. As employees continue to fight traffic north to their central and north county employers, Plaza Bonita will now be a southern hub for office tenants to finally bring the employer to the employee. Our redevelopment is a dynamic and inclusive environment for all to share and is a community hub for work, leisure, travel, and living. After discussions with the Navy and the 3 to 5 year wait list for child care services, it is clear that daycare is needed, and we hope to alleviate, and we will alleviate that issue. Our transit hub is a central location for all to join, and it is a central point for rideshare apps, shuttle services, both private and public, as well as the free ride around National City, reducing vehicle miles traveled to and from the site. Our public market will promote local entrepreneurship through the use of local and small businesses in each of the 30 stalls. And finally, our entertainment venue will be a community gathering space for the city to use at no cost for civic and municipal events such as graduations, proms, and cultural festivities of the like.
ESG and sustainability remains an integral part of developments across the nation. It is also an important factor in securing financing for the project. As a result, we will seek a LEED Gold certification as a minimum for the site. Speaking with Jenny Whitson, the Director of ESG Sustainability at IQHQ, she's imparted on us a few different uses that will be feasible for the site. First, a greywater system will service the hospitality and multi-family units by reusing the wastewater produced through sinks and showers. Next, green roofs not only will present aesthetic benefit to its residents, also acts as a natural insulator and will keep energy costs low. Third, solar panels placed thoughtfully throughout the project will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and also operating energy costs. Finally, opting into the San Diego Community Power 100% renewable initiative will also keep costs competitive with that of SDG&E while also supporting decarbonization.
So, although our team was not tasked with the redevelopment of the inline retail, we did have a few additional considerations. First, it would be an update of the aesthetics by bringing more natural light, green spaces, and update of the signages to give a more modern look. Second, a central LED screen provided by Samsung would provide advertising space to be used for other civic uses. Third, we recommend the implementation of 50 EV Level 2 chargers that will position the mall for the future. Finally, we spoke to the Chief Strategy Officer of AMC, Mark Pearson, who is open to discussing strategies to best utilize one of the largest tenants in Westfield.
Now let's discuss the importance of density in this location and at our site. First, our redevelopment will leverage and complement the existing mall while also matching the redevelopment standards of Westfield as an international company. Next, both governments and citizens of National City are excited about this site as it will create a vibrant urban node for the community and generate significant tax revenue for the city. Furthermore, it will provide as a regional gathering place for all visitors, residents, and customers alike to engage in our community hub. But Carly, what about our housing density?
I'm so glad you asked. This development will maximize housing, which, as we all know, and Mike so eloquently stated, is much needed in San Diego. Also, due to the land mass, this is likely the only site for significant office development in National City, and it's the ideal location for a major mid-sized entertainment venue. Additionally, there's a clear need for daycare at scale, as the majority of the daycares in National City are operated out of residential homes. Last but certainly not least, this unique site allows for us to introduce a 4-star hospitality element to the region. As you can see, each use is accretive to the overall development, and I will now pass it off to Kesa to close us out.
Thank you, Carly. Thank you all for allowing us to present this development opportunity at Westfield's Plaza Bonita Mall in National City. If anyone has any interest in co-investing with us, please feel free to let me know or any of my colleagues. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Today, Triton Capital is proud to present to you Delray District, where you can live, work, and play the Delray way. My name is Bailey Kim.
And my name is Andrew Gian, and we are both co-captains for this year's team.
And my name is Julian Ruiz, and I'm the market research lead.
My name is Tom Tao. I'm also part of market research. My name is Tim Su. I'm the design lead of the team.
My name is Alex Patterson, and I'm the land use planning and capital markets lead.
My name is Jillian Sasaki. I'm a design officer and mobility lead.
And I am Brian Fernandez Munoz. I'm a design and market research officer.
Triton Capital is pleased to present Delray District, a truly one-of-a-kind mall redevelopment that will redefine Plaza Bonita as a true destination for not only South County, but for visitors crossing the US-Mexico border. It has been our goal throughout this process to provide South County with an innovative community that introduces new housing units and new retail anchors that will shine a spotlight on the surrounding area. We expect Delray District to have a total project cost of $291 million, including $70 million in residual value. We also expect to outperform market returns at a project level IRR of 22% and a net profit of $237 million. As you'll see throughout our presentation, Triton Capital carefully considered every aspect of putting this project together to ultimately create the highest and best use for our site. Now, I will pass it over to Jill, who will take you through our project.
I would like to welcome you all to Delray District. Fronting Plaza Bonita Road and Sweetwater Road, you will find Pasos Delray, a mixed-use district with 45,000 square feet of retail and 345,000 square feet of residential. At the center of Pasos Delray, we adaptively reuse the Macy's building to provide commercial FAR for the residential to commercial ratio of the NAIOP competition. Inside the Macy's building, you will find a Toga Social, inline retail, a market hall, and a rooftop deck totaling 116,000 square feet. This will all be connected by an iconic grand staircase.
As you enter the Delray District from the southern entries of Plaza Bonita Road, you will notice adaptively reuse JCPenney's building with 140,000 square feet retail destination, anchoring the site on your right. Lined with 20,000 square feet with smaller retail, and what you won't notice because we planned that way like 40,000 square feet storage tucked away. If you're looking at your left-hand side to the Plaza Bonita, at the entry of Plaza Bonita Road, you will be looking at another mixed-use area with 15,000 square feet of office space for Sencillo Health and 30,000 square feet of UC San Diego Extended Studies. Next, I will let Tom to introduce our context map.
Thanks, Tim. As you already know, Delray District is located in Westview Plaza Bonita, which is by the 805 and the 54 highway. When you take a closer look at the site, it is densely populated, filled with commercial and residential development. But what's important about the site is its location. It's accessible and visible to the freeway. Because of this, the site allows our team to freely come up with something of unique value that could potentially increase the local economy as well as the foot traffic down South Bay by creating something of a major regional draw.
The demographics in South Bay are quite interesting. For example, our predominant age ranges from 25 to 34 years old. We also know that additionally, this makes up 35% of all renters in the United States. This means that the South Bay has a market for more rental housing. Also, our average annual household income is around $72,000, which makes sense when we're looking at a demographic of younger students and up-and-coming professionals. Next, I'll let my teammates Brian and Andrew bring you through our community demographics.
Trident Capital acknowledges the strong transborder relationship between South Bay and Mexico. According to SANDAC, 52% of people traveling from Mexico stated that they came to the United States to shop. We are aware that people coming from Mexico love shopping at Las Americas Premium Outlet, Otay Ranch Center, and many other shopping centers in San Diego. So why would they come to Delray? Delray District will be home to the first Toca Social in the West Coast, the first bouldering gym in South Bay, and many other amenities. That all sounds nice, but are people really going to make line at the border, drive 15 to 20 minutes to our site? The answer is yes. Yes, they will. According to SANDAC, the majority of people from Mexico stated that they are willing to drive 30 miles to and from the border, as well as making an additional 3 stops along the way. Delray District is a mere 18 miles to and from the San Isidro-Tijuana border crossing.
If you've ever been to National City, one of the first things that stands out is the Mile of Cars. Well, we are here to celebrate the culture and identity that has shaped and nurtured our local community, and to celebrate lowrider culture. Originating in the 1940s, lowrider culture emerged across the coastal cities of California. However, a ban was placed on lowrider cruising in 1992. But as effective April 18, 2023, National City voted to repeal this ban to allow lowriders to cruise again. And here at Delray District, we will celebrate this by naming our main road Lowrider Loop. Now, I will let Bailey and Brian introduce our naming and branding.
Trident Capital is inspired by the rich history that has formed National City. Our name goes back centuries to when the land we are in today was ruled by the Spanish and called Rancho del Rey, translating to Ranch of the King. We decided to mix this aspect of National City's history to the culture of National City. The second half of our name comes from the beloved car culture in National City. The Chevy Del Rey was a car built by Chevrolet in the 50s and the 60s. The Del Rey, along with many other cars, became a form of expression to the Hispanic community, thus becoming an icon in the lowrider scene. Our name takes into account the history of the land and the history of the community.
Now, for all you car people out there, you may have already noticed our creative spin on our logo. And if not, don't worry, I'll give you a little hint. Our logo takes full inspiration from both the old and new Chevrolet logos. The V at the bottom represents the old Chevy logo, while the box-shaped header represents the new Chevy logo. The box-shaped header also looks like steps that symbolize our signature ascending pasos on our Macy's parcel. And keeping it in the car theme, our entire color palette takes inspiration from the most popular Chevy Del Rey's car colors in the mid-1950s. Guided by the same principles emphasized in our slogan, reinventing community, revitalizing culture, Delray District emphasizes what it means to be a community. Delray District will not only serve as a place for people to gather, collaborate, and connect, but Delray District will bring people together through the deep-rooted culture here at National City. Now on to Alex for land use and zoning regulations.
After reviewing the base zone regulations of MXD2, it quickly became clear that our site faced some major regulatory challenges. The MXD2 zone is designed to create a high-density, mixed-use urban fabric, which we are all for. However, the zone also requires a maximum 10-foot setback across the entire site. This means that buildings must be built within 10 feet of all street frontages across the entire site. This left us with only two options. We could either build two 1,000 plus foot long structures with no breaks for open space along a curved and inefficient street, or we could simply ignore the regulations entirely and propose a non-conforming development that the city wouldn't actually approve. As you can tell, neither of these options sounded particularly appealing to us, so we dug deeper and found a solution. The House National City Focused General Plan Update is set to be implemented in June 2023. By opting into this program, which is modeled after complete communities, we will be able to receive 3 incentive waivers that we can use to waive setback requirements for both parking lots and buildings. This allows us to build our site with true creative freedom without being restricted by this site constraint. Another key development hurdle that we had to overcome was deciding on our residential density. This program is just like complete communities. It's a form-based code that allows us to add as much density as we want, given our FAR of 6.0 across the entire site. We could build 9,000 residential units using the code that we have, but that is not the highest and best use for the site. We truly believe that the best way to reinvigorate this mall is to incorporate both residential and commercial concepts. So we did just that. To elaborate more on our vision, I'll turn things over to Tom.
Thank you, Alex. Our team is inspired by 3 key design principles: integrated community, healthy living, and cultural celebration. And to create an integrated community, our team is inspired by a broader urban planning concept called a 15-minute city, which is a perspective of an ideal community that have all the basic social functions, all within 15 minutes of walk. That can mean shopping, studying, relaxing, socializing. As you take a look at the site, it feels almost like an island itself. Westfield Plaza Bonita, there's a lack of integration between the place and the local street grid, and even the local environment itself. So we strive to create a district that would unite the Westfield Plaza Bonita with the local community and the environment.
The second aspect of our concept is healthy living. Delray District aims offer to healthy lifestyles and then integrate the community benefits all ages by making a soccer competitive social sport. Joker Social promote and improve that activity experience. Primer of all ability levels are welcome at the climbing gym. To maintain our healthy lifestyles, we improve to access to high quality medical buildings that are conveniently locate to satisfy locals' needs. The area's population and residents are all access to healthcare system, which further ensure their everyday's well-being.
Our third design principle is cultural celebration. In front of the existing Macy's building, a street will be closed off to regular vehicles and it will only be accessed by pedestrians and lowriders during car shows. These car shows will help bring the community together. We are also aware that 27% of people living in Paradise Hills identifies as Filipino, and we wish to celebrate their culture as well. Has anyone ever heard of jeepneys? I'm glad. But if you didn't, that's okay. Neither did we. Jeepneys are basically decorated minibuses that are used in the Philippines as a form of transportation. These jeepneys are covered in Filipino symbolism and artwork. Currently, these jeepneys are unheard of in South Bay, which means that Delray District will bring a cultural icon to the community. These jeepneys would be repurposed into food trucks and placed on the top of Paso del Rey. Now, these jeepneys have their parking spots secured. I bet you're wondering, well, you will park. My friend Jill will tell you everything you need to know about parking at Delray District.
We plan our days around parking. I'm sure nearly everyone in this room drove a car to get here today. And I'm sure you all know the frustration of finding a parking spot. Drive, park, get out. That's how it should be, right? At Delray District, we wanted to provide our residents and visitors a stress-free parking experience by providing ample parking across the site. Utilizing shared parking in our parking structures, surface parking lots, and on-street parking, we reduced parking demand by 478 spaces. That's nearly $12 million in construction cost saved. And we still saved you from the hassle of parking. However, our site is still accessible to those without a vehicle. 3 buses come on a regular schedule to connect the site to the Blue Line and Orange Line trolleys, qualifying the site as a transit priority area under state legislation. This means under the recently passed Assembly Bill in 2097, there are no parking minimums. So, you've arrived at Delray District. We wanted our visitors and residents to be able to traverse the site with ease. We created an inclusionary experience by expanding sidewalks and providing pedestrian open spaces in Pasos Delray. You can relax in the open space plaza, have a conversation on the pedestrian exclusive street, or sit on the Pasos and people watch. There's a place for everyone at Delray District.
Welcome to Pasos Delray. I'll be your tour guide today, so please fasten your seatbelts in a lowrider of your choice and get ready to take a trip with us to the focal point of Delray District. Here at the opening of Pasos, you are welcome to spacious pedestrian walkways that lead to a grand staircase lined with open space that elevates visitors all the way up to a bustling market hall and rooftop. And at the bottom of the staircase, at street level, we will have bollards that will be raised to create an exclusively pedestrian space or lowered to activate our weekly lowrider car show along Lowrider Loop.
At Pasos Delray, Toca Social will offer residents a one-of-a-kind entertainment and dining experience. Toca Social is the ultimate place to catch up on the latest soccer matches, enjoy a drink with friends, or play games designed specifically for soccer lovers. Our other retail destinations will include a bouldering gym, batting cages, and a local brewery. Our bouldering gym will feature walls for climbers of all skill levels, including beginners and experts alike. If you're not a fan of soccer at Toca Social, you can be sure to head to our batting cages for our baseball and softball enthusiasts. After your fun, you can head to our local brewery and enjoy yourself a fresh pint.
After shopping or working up a sweat at Toca Social, you can descend the Pasos to have a delicious and well-deserved meal. Contrary to the other half of the mall, the market hall highlights local restaurants that will provide a vast variety of cuisines from across the world. The market hall not only highlights local restaurants, but also local businesses per the request of the community. Indoor and outdoor seating provides a space for you to eat no matter the weather. If you're up for an adventure, we want you to ascend the final flight of stairs to the rooftop. There you'll find an open green space with jeepneys acting as food trucks. You can sit on the benches and tables or sit on the soft grasses to relax and enjoy your meal. Sometimes in the rush of everyday life, it's nice to just take a moment to breathe.
Whoa, with easy access to amenities like that, living at Pasos sounds like a dream. We are pleased to offer the community 4 residential buildings that will each offer a unique living experience. Buildings 1 and 4 will be quieter to cater to both families and young professionals. These buildings will be built as wrap product to maximize financial efficiency while simultaneously preventing the eyesore of a massive parking garage anywhere on our site. Additionally, buildings 2 and 3 will be situated at the foot of our grand staircase and will be built as 4-over-1 product to maximize the mixed-use feel of our neighborhood. A half-acre open space between these 2 buildings will allow residents to continue to enjoy the beautiful outdoor environment at Pasos Delray. Building 3 will be a tax credit financed 100% affordable building given to an affordable developer at a zero land cost basis. This allows us to maximize the number of affordable units that we bring to the site by creatively partnering with an affordable developer. Overall, our 432 residential units form the basis of our 15-minute city that Tom explained earlier. To elaborate on some of our other uses, I'll turn things over to Andrew.
Are you a toe kicker and stub your toe at Toca Social? Well, look no further, as Delray District intends to partner with a premier healthcare provider like San Isidro Health to provide our residents with access to bilingual healthcare. A partnership with San Isidro Health would allow us to sell them a one acre parcel on our lot, which they will operate as an owner-user in a 15,000 square foot building. By partnering with us, San Isidro has the opportunity to expand their presence in South County and cater to the local demographic needs of our community. And what better way than to start in a centralized location like Delray District and cater to locals? Tom, I think we have another use that pairs well with this.
I mean, what other institution that has extended campuses and would like to be in the South Bay? Well, duh, us. Even better, after we speak to Hugo Biller, the Dean of UC San Diego Extended Study, it's clear that this site is perfect for the institution. We even have an LOI from it, by the way. We offer a 30,000 square feet full of classrooms, study halls, and office space for K-12 and professional development. It's also well positioned for a partnership with Southwestern College, which both schools have a long history of cooperating with each other. The plan is similar to San Ysidro Health, starting at year 1 to UCSD, allowing the institution to operate its educational program.
Now, before I introduce the next portion of our site, I need you all to brace yourselves because your adventure starts here. Grab onto your hats, your fishing poles, camping gear, and your cutest camo because we all live downstream. Now, I'm looking around here at the audience and I'm noticing a couple smiles. Did I give it away already? If not, don't worry, I promise you the anticipation will be very well worth it. For those of you that remember me from last year, I'm gonna do a little throwback. Can I get a drum roll, please? Trident Capital is proud and excited to announce that we have brought in Bass Pro Shops! Bass Pro Shops will occupy 140,000 square feet of our extended JCPenney building, a consumer hotspot. Bass Pro Shops will not only bring in people from around the area, but people outside the region, capturing traffic along the 805 and the 54, encouraging linkage to the existing tenants in the mall. In other words, having Bass Pro Shops as your destination spot and anchor will bring your locals, your Navy sailors, people crossing the border, and anyone in a 100-mile radius, as the closest Bass Pro Shops is getting built out in Irvine. Now, for those of you looking at me a little hesitant or skeptical, do not worry. Julian here is going to share with you what Pedro Garcia, the National City Economic Development Manager, stated to Trident Capital to convince you all more than the trucker hats already did.
Pedro Garcia had this to say about Trident Capital's decision to include a Bass Pro Shops in our site plan. Bass Pro Shops is welcomed in National City. That is why I have specifically worked with the team to make Bass Pro Shops possible. I have agreed to negotiate tax benefits with Bass Pro Shops as an incentive for them to come to the Delray District. As the Economic Development Manager of National City, I believe that Bass Pro Shops is more than just a big box. It is a main attraction and a community benefit.
If you're still not persuaded by that, well, want to hear some facts? With Bass Pro, it will offer a 1 million average visitor per store, 200 million average sales per store, and 100 mile of approximate regional draw.
And if that doesn't fully convince you, our Bass Pro Shop will be located in a cross-border region that houses 5 million people.
Now, if that doesn't work out, our site has the adaptability to have our Bass Pro Shops split into several different retail tenants.
After hearing about all that, I'm sure we're all wondering the same thing. Where is Bass Pro Shops going to store their excess supply of trucker hats that we need to return? If you visited Westfield Plaza Bonita today, you would be greeted by this. The rise of e-commerce has caused an increase in demand for storage supply across the country, but currently, this storage space does not exist. Retailers have resulted to simply scattering 24 shipping containers all over the southern parking lot. Trident Capital sees that this is a very inefficient way of doing storage, so we creatively converted 40,000 square feet of truly dead underground space into commercial storage. This propels our mall into the future and allows us to capitalize on the rising trend of buy online, pick up in store. This truly propels our mall into the future and allows us to maximize our site. Now, I'll turn things over to Julian to handle our market analysis.
Looking at the graph above, we can see that the South Bay has made minimal new delivery additions in the past decade. This has kept the South Bay at around a vacancy of below 5%. If we look at our graph here, our net absorption based on our deliveries, our data tells a story. The South Bay is not in the market for creating new deliveries and is instead looking for new tenants to fill the South Bay market. In a post-COVID era, we know that more traditional retail-style malls will continue to fall out of focus, and this gives Trident Capital a unique opportunity to create an activated open space such as Pasos del Rey.
Everyone knows the housing situation in San Diego is crazy, but the South County is presented with a unique set of challenges that are not commonly talked about. Average rent has grown about 4% fairly universally throughout all parts of San Diego County. However, inventory has grown 9.2% outside of the South Bay. Meanwhile, in South Bay, inventory has only grown 2.7% annually. If you think the housing crisis is bad in the rest of San Diego, try living in the South Bay, where population is growing at the same rate as the rest of the county and only 1/4 as many homes are being delivered. The stark shortage of housing in the South Bay gives us a high level of confidence that Pasos del Rey and Delray District will remain highly viable for decades to come. To elaborate more on our long-term vision for the site, I'll turn things over to Jillian to talk about our master plan.
Our current plan helps promote the viability of Plaza Bonita Mall, but how would Delray District integrate into the rest of the site if the mall were to fail or be redeveloped in the future? We considered changes to Plaza Bonita Mall and our current plan's residential program. By not maximizing residential density on our current site, we are able to incorporate residential density into our master plan without oversaturating the site with residential. Trian Capital designed a master plan vision for a sustainable development approach. The approach begins by extending the street grid established in our current site across the site to promote connectivity. We also considered the intrinsic residual value of larger sustainable tenants such as Nordstrom Rack, Round One, and Target, as well as the existing parking structure and the commercial draw these elements bring to our site in our master plan.
Next, we integrate the use on our existing site throughout the master plan. We create a dense residential neighborhood on the quiet east side of the site. We also provide an open space to integrate with Paso del Rey and active lifestyles, a motif of Delray District. And now, turn to Andrew with development approach.
The existing site is currently designated as 2 separate parcels. Early on, Triton Capital will subdivide these parcels, creating a new parcel map with 2 phases arranged by use, resulting in an ease of financing. This approach allows us to sell off the uses that are suited for owner users, which are medical and education. The second disposition will be the Bass Pro Shops, as it is envisioned as a single-tenant net lease, so the optimal time to sell would be at the maximum lease term. The remaining parcels are underwritten. The proceeds of these parcel sales will be rolled back into the deal to help us finance our other ground-up phases and reduce the need for future equity. We expect phase 1 of our project will include our mixed-use development district, as well as our affordable housing and our Pasos del Rey mixed-use district, our affordable housing, and our Bass Pro Shops. Phase 2 of our project will be an additional use of residential and our sports entertainment hub. We expect Delray District to stabilize in year 7 of our hold period, with the remaining parcels underwritten on a 10-year hold. But thanks to healthy returns and not being over-leveraged, Delray District can sell these parcels at any point during stabilization and an optimal capital environment. So now, I will turn it over to Alex for our key financial metrics and our land residual summary.
If the entire point of this project is simply to create the highest possible residual land value, our approach would be simple. We would use the new House National City policy that is soon to be implemented to maximize our residential density and put 9,000 units on the site, giving us a residual land value of $360 million. But at Triton Capital, we understand that the highest and best use considers both residual land value and community benefit and preserving the long-term viability of the mall. The best way to do this is to truly make this a regional destination by bringing in Bass Pro Shops, which will have a cross-border draw, bringing in over 1 million visitors to our site every single year. This is truly the best way to create the highest and best use for this site. Now, I know it's not all about profit. I know we need to talk about community and we need to talk about housing and how we tie everything together. But at the end of the day, we still need to talk about the money. So let's look at our key financial metrics. We predict a $70 million acquisition cost, that's our residual land value. We also predict a project level 10-year levered IRR of 22% with a total cost of $291 million. Additionally, we created a waterfall equity model to show that with an equity ask of $78 million, we can predict an LP IRR over 10 years of 16%. While our financial modeling and our finances are certainly very strong, and we have great returns for our investors, what truly sets this project apart is its long-term viability and its commitment to the community and our integration with the culture. This is what makes Delray District a one-of-a-kind experience. Now, I'll turn things over to Bailey for one last summary of our site.
Delray District represents a visionary approach by Triton Capital for mixed-use development that will transform Plaza Bonita Mall into a regional cultural hub. Before I close things out today, I want to leave you guys here with a question. Sitting here in Torrey Pines, would you guys really be willing to drive all the way to National City for a typical mixed-use development? Do you really think that bringing in a ton of residential and a little bit of retail will truly help the success of that existing mall? Well, here at Trident Capital, we are living adventurously, and we're making an attraction to National City. Not only for people in South Bay to enjoy, but for people all over San Diego. This is the highest and best use of our site by bringing in cultural benefit and all of the things I just listed. We are Trident Capital, and we are reinventing community, revitalizing culture here at Delray District. We welcome you all to the new face of South Bay as you live, work, and play the Delray way. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Well, first of all, we want to say thank you to our sponsors and all of you for attending our presentation. We are Aztec Development. My name is Andrew Boyd.
My name is Owen Levin. My name is Ethan Okazaki.
My name is Jeremy Narvaez.
My name is Morgan Burton.
My name is Jack Blasi.
Imagine a community where residents can live, eat, play in one central location. That's exactly what our experiential town center, Plaza Bonita, has to offer. This is a game-changing investment opportunity that brings creative living to the community with 4 other commercial uses, providing diversified ventures for our investors. We have over 700 units of multifamily at our project, over 1,200 units of self-storage, almost 140,000 square feet of dining and retail, with a hotel that has 300 keys, and then a medical office at 100,000 square feet. And now I'll pass it along to Morgan to discuss the site.
Our site, Villa Bonita, is located conveniently at the corner of the 805 and the 54 freeways, giving it great visibility. Our property spans 70 acres, which includes the existing mall. However, our development will be built on the current JCPenney and Macy's pads and their respective parking lots, which will be a total of 24 acres. One thing we thought was important in creating this site was walkability. Our vision is to have a pedestrian-oriented site, so we created a very navigable area for people to navigate the site. Not only that, I want to highlight that we have Sweetwater River that comes right next to the site. This is a great area for cyclists as well, because it includes the Sweetwater River bike trail. So, as a market overview, Villa Bonita will sit at the heart of 4 major areas. First, we have Chula Vista, National City, Paradise Hills, and Bonita. San Diego County is home to 33.3 million residents, which makes it the second largest county in the state of California. With the international border of Mexico just a stone throw away, San Diego enjoys it and is known for a rich Hispanic culture that creates a truly unique community. Nestled at the heart of South County, San Diego truly embodies the best of Southern California living, with its welcoming community, diverse culture, and endless opportunities for growth and employment. Next, Ethan's going to talk about financial.
Thanks, Morgan. So our plan is to acquire the 24-acre site for $48 million, with a total development cost of around $374 million. With a total common equity investment of $89 million, we aim to achieve a levered internal rate of return of 17.5, an equity multiple of 3.3, and a total profit of $200 million over a 10-year period. We're seeking $80 million limited partner equity to acquire, entitle, and develop the site. Now Andrew will talk about the market development timeline.
Thanks, Ethan. So after years of our attorneys working diligently on CUPs and entitlement, we are confident that the city and community are in favor of our plan for Villa Bonita. Our timeline with entitlements completed in 18 months is aggressive, although we will absorb the cost for designing and planning
during the entitlement process. We feel confident that where we are in this entitlement process will allow us to hit our timeline. So as we go into the development timeline, this includes sales at the end of year 1 for hospitality and medical office land, with fast food having a 12-month construction period and sale in year 2. In addition, we have self-storage that has construction that will take 18 months with a stabilization in year 3 and a sale in year 4. Our retail, Little Baja and El Ranchero, has a 24-month construction period with a stabilization in year 3 and a sale in year 5. And finally, multifamily also has a 24-month construction period with a stabilization in year 4 and a sale in year 10. And now I'll briefly overview our site plan and different uses at Villa Bonita. As you can see on the screen, our project has diversified uses, making it an experiential town center. These product types are displayed in a strategic way to leave a memorable impression on our visitors. We pride our project with live, eat, play atmosphere, focusing on culture and community. First, we'll talk about the lifestyle we live at Villa Bonita.
Hey, Buster. In my middle school years, my favorite day of the week was Friday. My friends and I had a weekly tradition that I've yet to experience almost a decade later, a complete walk of the community. After school, my friends and I would walk to the nearest retail shopping center for lunch. Then we would walk to the park and hang out for hours on end. And then finally, I would walk home just a few streets over. Here at Casa Vera Lions, the walkable experience is no longer just a weekly tradition, it's the lifestyle. Casa Vera Lions, our 774 mixed-use apartment building, represents the heart of a vibrant and connected community that fosters a sense of belonging and engagement. At Casa Vera Lions, tenants have unparalleled access to a range of retail shops, restaurants, and large green amenity spaces located just below their apartment building. Our experiential town center not only offers greater convenience to our residents, but also boosts economic activity around the area. Due to our prime location next to the 805, as well as our unmatched community and amenities, we believe Casa Vera Lions will achieve top rents compared to the properties around the area, as well as a very fast lease-up rate of 23 units per month. Furthermore, we anticipate the trend of strong rent growth and low vacancy rates to continue moving forward thanks to new office developments around the San Diego Bay, limited housing supply, and strong demand. With over 800 square feet of retail and office planned around the San Diego Bay, we're expecting a huge influx in jobs, housing demand, and appreciation for National City and Chula Vista. Coupled with a 44% drop in units under construction from the beginning of 2021 until now, we believe the pace of delivered units will drop off at the same exact time. Thus, we do not expect San Diego's affordability or housing crisis to end anytime soon, which is exactly why our team prioritized affordable housing. Our team was able to implement 134 affordable units, which represents 17% of our total units at Casa Vera Lions. This demonstrates our commitment to serving both high-income and low-income earners, which is critical for South County. Overall, Casa Vera Lions is more than just a multifamily redevelopment project. It's a critical component of our broader redevelopment initiative to transform this area into a vibrant and dynamic community. Now let's talk about hospitality.
For those just visiting, there's still a way to call Villa Bonita home, even if it's only for a couple nights. La Aldea, our new full-service hotel, will serve as a new destination within South County for travelers visiting the area. It is well known that San Diego plays host to millions of visitors a year, coming to visit the pristine beaches and year-round sunshine. However, a less considered and equally important group of visitors come from right next door, across the border. Over 4.6 million Mexican citizens visit the San Diego area every year, many staying near their family in South County. La Aldea offers these visitors a great place to call home for a few days, allowing them to stay close and connected to family while enjoying the amenities and activities available at Villa Bonita. With our location at the heart of South County, with close proximity to the new Chula Vista Bayfront development, La Aldea offers an exciting opportunity for hospitality developers. Per our development plan, the land allocated for the hotel will be sold off at the end of year 1 to a specialized hotel developer. Our team will grade, run utilities, and entitle the land, providing future buyers a ready-made parcel of land for development. We have been in contact with multiple groups who are interested in the purchase of this parcel, and we project a sales price of $53 a square foot for this land. This sale will provide our product the benefit of an early cash infusion that allows us to offset early development costs as well as return investor capital as soon as possible. Casa Verde Alliance and La Aldea, our multifamily and hospitality components, truly bring life to Villa Bonita. However, it is not the place you stay at night that truly creates a community. Instead, it is the shared experiences and thoughtful connections that truly bring people together. There's no better way to do this than by sharing a meal, which is why it was so important for our team to create opportunities to eat at Villa Bonita. Now I'm going to pass it off to Eduardo to discuss some of our retail and dining components.
South County is a diverse and thriving region in San Diego. However, it is also the home of one of the largest Hispanic populations in the country. While there is certainly no lack of retail and dining options throughout San Diego, there has never been a development that caters to the taste and needs of the Hispanic community. That is until now. Villa Bonita will be the home of a new retail center that will provide a high level of retail and dining options to cater for the taste and needs of the Hispanic community. Today, I am very excited to present to you Little Baja. Little Baja consists of 130,000 rental square feet. It will offer a mix of amenities and experiences inspired by Hispanic culture. Little Baja will be the home of a wide range of retailers, a Hispanic brochure, a Hispanic food hall, local small businesses, and El Ranchero, our nightlife district. El Ranchero will provide a revolutionary mix of amenities such as rooftop bars, Hispanic restaurants, breweries, and taste rooms. The incorporation of the Hispanic brochure will provide fresh, locally sourced products for the community of Villa Bonita and the surrounding areas. It will also provide an authentic shopping experience catered for the taste and needs of the Hispanic community. This will not only support small local businesses, but it also will provide healthy and affordable options for the community of Villa Bonita as well as the surrounding area. Additionally, the brochure will serve as a cultural hub, providing a gathering place for residents to connect and share their traditions and customs. Overall, the inclusion of the Hispanic brochure is a meaningful and impactful way for the residents to commute, to support and celebrate their local community. Lastly, our retail component will also feature 2 new highly sought-after fast food tenants, each leasing about an acre of land to construct their own restaurant structure. Overall, we are projecting a 6.9% yield on cost for retail and a 6.9% for retail and a 6.4% yield on cost for fast food. With the incorporation of Little Baja and El Ranchero, Villa Bonita will offer a level of dining options and retail that has been missing in this area. The inclusion of the Hispanic brochure will provide a shopping experience to cater for the taste and needs of the Hispanic community while also supporting small local businesses. The fast food component will provide quick and convenient meals for those customers that are ready to go. We are confident that Villa Bonita will not only provide economic opportunities, but that it will also serve as a gathering place where residents can connect and celebrate their Hispanic culture and community. Now Morgan will present the community-focused amenities Villa Bonita has to provide its residents.
Getting into the play aspect of our theme, Live and Play. First we have Plaza Del Rey, which is one of our key centerpieces for our site. It's named after the Spaniards' original name for the area, Rancho del Rey. Plaza del Rey will offer a refreshing and pleasant place for the community and mall goers to relax and socialize, while the mall and surrounding retail, including small businesses, can provide convenient and accessible venue to shopping, dining, and entertainment. This will also include walking paths and benches to encourage residents to spend time outdoors, as well as and community events such as the weekend harvest markets and art shows in order to create a community hub to bring residents and the community together. This will be our main street for Bella Bonita. This will serve the community of National City as a venue for events similar to that of Chicano Park. People will be allowed to drive and park their lowriders and will host car shows as well as performances and have food trucks. And this right here will have Bella Bonita will incorporate a rooftop soccer field. For the community, our vision for the rooftop soccer field is to have it serve as a recreational space for the people of National City, as well as a venue for small league events. We reached out to both Rising Stars San Diego and the American Youth Soccer Organization who both expressed interest. This facility has been designed to be the rooftop of both our grocers, which you can see in the red right here, as well as on the other half of that will be our parking, which will provide enough parking for our whole development. However, we are also going to have parking along the streets and within our multifamily. The rooftop soccer field has potential to be an additional revenue stream by leasing out to recreational leagues and other groups. Next, pass it on to Jeremy for self-storage.
Chula Vista and National City are some of the most densely populated areas in San Diego. Coupled with a low self-storage inventory, we believe storage would be a great addition to Bella Bonita. Our self-storage facility, Alma Sun Storage, is a 3-story building that offers 1,221 units that specifically cater to traveling nurses, AV personnel, multifamily residences, and small business owners. Our premium product offers non-climate controlled, climate controlled, and large drive-up units to ensure we meet the needs of all of our consumers. The facility's creative amenities enhance tenants' experience by providing digital check-in, co-working space, and on-site package acceptance. Additionally, Alma Sun Storage also offers an array of discounts and concessions for small business owners and entrepreneurs. Small businesses are the necessary grassroots of any community, which is exactly why we're choosing to support them in any way we can. One aspect I'd like to specifically point out is the lack of storage supply on the pieces of provide. By predominantly serving demand in Bonita and Paradise Hills, Alma Sun Storage is expected to achieve an average rent of $2.14 per square foot. We expect to achieve premium rents due to the great frontage on the 805, as well as a very favorable self-storage square foot per capita of less than 7. Once we back in all the planned developments around the area, the 1, 3, and 5 mile radiuses around Via Bonita are still below 6, indicating very strong demand for our self-storage facility. In conclusion, Alma Sun Storage is a well-positioned self-storage facility that fits well with synergizes well with our multifamily component and South County as well. Now let's talk about our medical office.
Finally, our last prototype offering, the Salud Health Center, a state-of-the-art medical office building that's built to serve the growing healthcare needs of South County. The health center will provide over 100,000 square feet of space for healthcare professionals to provide essential medical services to the communities of National City, Bonita, Chula Vista, and beyond. Current medical office inventory has proved to be insufficient, with a low vacancy rate of 3.3% in Q1 of 2023. With a high population density and an aging demographic, the need for quality healthcare in this region will only increase, making this a promising expansion opportunity for many of San Diego's major healthcare providers. Per our development strategy, the parcel of land allocated for the center will be sold to either a specialized medical office developer or one of San Diego's major healthcare providers. We understand that many of San Diego's major healthcare providers prefer to develop and own their own structures, which is exactly what this opportunity offers. Our experienced development team will prep and entitle the land, ensuring a seamless buying process and a smooth transition into construction. The land is ready for development, and the location at the heart of National City offers access to major transportation hubs and many of South County's major hospital systems. Based on its prime location, and strong comps, we project a sales price of $62 a square foot. With over 2 acres of land available for sale, total profit from this transaction will be just under $1.1 million. This provides our project the benefit of an early cash infusion, which allows us to offset development costs and return investor capital as soon as possible. Now I'm going to pass it to Andrew to discuss our solar component.
Thank you, Jeff. So I'd like to share with you a 100% finance solar proposal from Tyler Wilkinson at Luminia. Tyler's analysis indicates that with a 1,500 kilowatt system, we can expect an annual savings of 30% annually, which is almost $400,000 in the first year alone. Over a 25-year period, we can expect a total savings of $5 million. Not only will we be saving money, but our investment with solar also increased the overall value of the building almost $3 million.
So now let's take a look at our sources and uses. So our construction loans will fund 51% of total project cost, preferred equity funding 20%, and common equity funding 24%. Additionally, income offset and land sale revenue will fund 5% of total cost. Given the current state of the capital markets, the construction loan proceeds we can obtain are limited. This led to us to seek alternative sources of financing. And upon conversations with an experienced capital provider, we were able to add preferred equity to the capital stack. Additionally, with income offset and land sale revenue providing 5% of total cost, we were able to reduce our equity requirements by about $20 million. And now I want to reiterate the investment opportunity. We're seeking $80 million of limited partner equity to acquire, entitle, and develop the site. I also want to talk a little bit about our equity return strategy. This strategy provides us with the ability to adapt to changing market conditions as well as provide optionality that allows us to pursue other opportunities as they arise. If we sell the project at stabilization in year 4, the limited partner will receive a levered internal rate of return of 19.4%, an equity multiple of 1.6, and total profit of $48 million. Distributions will occur throughout years 1 through 3 due to revenue from land sales as well as the start of operations. If we proceed with our 10-year business plan, the limited partner will receive a levered internal rate of return of 16.3%, an equity multiple of 2.9, and a total profit of $154 million over a 10-year period. Distributions will occur throughout years 1 through 10, and the total return of investor capital is expected in year 6.
Well, thank you all for listening to our presentation on Via Bonita, an experiential town center that provides a diversified investment opportunity. We are excited about this project and are looking to establish our capital base with local investors in San Diego who know the market. Our experienced team of developers and advisors are well positioned to deliver this project as well as provide significant returns to our investors. We hope that our presentation has piqued your interest, and we welcome any questions that you may have. Let's collaborate to bring Via Bonita to life. Thank you.
Kudos to the schools, to their advisors, to the students, the faculty for just a great job. So let me start and say a few things about each of the team's proposals. So let me talk about San Diego State first. We really liked the rooftop soccer field. We thought that really fit the demographics of National City. Their use of preferred equity to allow them to sort of juice their returns was very unique and creative. And then the Hispanic grocer and sustainable apartments really helped differentiate their plan. So those are some positives that we saw as part of their plan. From the University of San Diego, we had a lot of discussion about office space, but they did secure some term sheets from some very reputable companies. So that was very positive about their plan for office. The music venue was definitely a unique thing there, and certainly for those music lovers out there, that would be a great place to go for a music event. And then incorporating the transit hub and the Frank, not the Fred from downtown, but the Frank, the free shuttle in National City, really was helpful for them in bringing down their parking demand and their overall parking costs. And then with the UC San Diego, the vision and the branding for the Delray District was genius. We all really loved that, the way they brought it back to the history of the site and to the cars and the colors. It was very unique. Also, their reuse of both the Macy's and the JCPenney buildings. Really loved the stair deal that they did. And then the Toca Social was really cool too. None of us had ever heard of Toca Social, which is kind of a soccer social event. So we thought that was going to be great. So all the teams did really well, but we had to pick a winner. And so the winner this year for the 2023 NAIOP University Challenge is the University of California, San Diego. Come on up. Take my spot as the winner. That's right.